Is the 2023 Honda Civic Sport worth the sticker price of $31,140? If you're a shrewd negotiator, you may very well be able to negotiate down to $31,000 even, or maybe better, who knows. But we're going to take a look at this Morning Mist Metallic with black interior 23 Civics Touring that I borrowed from my friends at Holmes Honda here in Shreveport, Louisiana in our video today, and see if we can answer the question that we posed in the title of the video. When it comes to the exterior, beyond that, well, I think a very nice exterior color of Morning Mist Metallic, you have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED fog lights, and on the rear are the LED tail lights. You're also going to find, let's walk around to this side for a better view, the 235/40 tires. So 235, that's going to be the width, the 40 series sidewall. So not an ultra low profile, so you are going to have a little bit better ride quality because this area is going to help to absorb bumps a little bit better. They are wrapped around 18-inch wheels. You do have the power adjustable, manually folding, if I can do that, side view mirrors with turn signal indicators built in. And I'll take a quick look, or let you take a quick look at the remote. It's going to have everything you expect there, and I know the thing that a lot of you want. It's going to have remote start, so that is always a good thing. Under the hood is going to be the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 180 horsepower. The torque comes in at 177 pounds-feet. It's mated to a CVT, or continuously variable transmission, that, by the way, behaves very well compared to a lot of those others that are out there. And even though we don't have the hydraulic hood struts right here that I normally like to see, you know what? I do like the advantage of having the manual prop rod to put the hood in place, because you could put it right here, or you can use the vehicle visionary port right here that allows us to take a better look at the engine and at everything that you can see here under the hood. The front wheel drive model, obviously, it's not going to be all-wheel drive, but it would be nice to see that maybe. But something that we do want to definitely focus in on here is a big advantage. Right here, the MPGs, 31 city, 38 highway, 34 combined, and 2.9 gallons of gas per every 100 miles you drive. And what about the practical end of things? We will take a quick look here at the LED taillights. I told you those were LED. And remember, these look really good when they're blinking. It makes you look cool because you're using your blinkers. So make sure you use your blinkers. It just kind of accentuates and draws people's attention to the LED taillights. So it's really a win-win situation. A very nice looking rear, by the way, as far as the overall design here. And we're looking at 14.4 cubic feet of cargo capacity. And let's see if I can do this one-handed to show you what's under the floor here. The good thing here, you do have, even though I can't get that up all the way one-handed, you can see it. There is your spare tire. So no tire repair kits, no issues where that is concerned. And if you want to maximize cargo capacity, all you're going to do is pull on these releases. We'll go right here. I'm only going to do one side here, but you can see that you can lower the seat backs down and you're good to go in maximizing cargo capacity. And as far as the interior goes, well, obviously you're going to have black pretty much everywhere. It will look kind of nice, I would say, to have maybe white contrast stitching or even red, something like that, available here. You can put a large bottle in the door bins back here on the rear doors. And speaking of the rear doors, one thing you'll find back here is that you activate, turn on and off the child safety locks on the doors themselves. Not all vehicles are like that. Often you do it on the driver's side door. But when it's in the down position like it is right now, those are active. When it's in the up position, they're inactive. If you plan on checking out the back seat of your Civic after you take it home from the dealership, make sure that at least one door is unlocked. Otherwise, you're going to have to maneuver your way through the pass-through right here to get to the front seat. That might be a little bit challenging if you don't have anybody around. Now, there are no rear air conditioning vents here. I don't know that that's really a big deal because, well, you have a small interior. So even though it's a very roomy interior, it won't take long to get the air circulating through and all that good stuff. It gives me a good reason to talk with my hand, doesn't it? And you also have 2 USB ports here in the rear. I always wonder, why isn't there a third? Because you do have seating for 3 people back here. But when you don't have 3 people, you can, or your rear seat passengers, I should say, can lower the armrest with the built-in cup holders if they so desire to do so. And then let's move this out of the way. You do have the latch system here. We'll move this out of the way. And the thing I like here, you have the flap right here that you move out of the way, and there's your latch system for you parents out there with kids that are still in child safety seats. The good news about that is that there's no plastic pieces or anything like that that conceal those away that you have to hold on to. And let's see here. Let's see if I can do this without making too much of a mess of the shot. There we go. There is your sunroof. I'm always curious to know, even though that is a conventional size sunroof, it definitely does a good job of letting in the light and all that good stuff. Would you rather see a panoramic sunroof? Now, if you were sighing out loud because you didn't like the size of those door bins for the rear doors and you're going to be a passenger in the Civic, well, you better call shotgun because you have the larger door bin right here. And you also have the soft touch materials, obviously in all 4 doors, for the armrest, so that is comfortable. You'll just have to take my word for that because I can't really show that any other way or tell you about it in the video, but it is nice and soft. You've got gloss black and a few different areas here as far as trim on the doors, and then the surround for the dash area right here. You really have a nice clean look here. This is what you're going to see in the future, obviously, with Honda models as they are redesigned and released for purchase by the general public. The honeycomb design here, you don't necessarily know where the air conditioning vent starts and stops, other than the fact that you have the area to right here, this control to control the direction of the airflow or turn it on and off right there. Kind of makes that real simple as far as that goes. And then we're going to take a look here. You've got the gloveless glove box, but you do have the wheel lock key in here. If you ever change the tire with that spare tire I showed you earlier, you are going to need what's in here, the wheel lock key. And wireless charging, that's always a benefit. More connectivity right here. You have 2 USB ports here, which is what you should have in the front seat because you don't have room for 3 people. And you have the 12-volt power outlet and the conventional style shifter. I know a lot of you would prefer that over the push button shifter, although you do have some push button activity going on down here with turning off that auto stop start feature, or what a lot of manufacturers call the idle stop. Power parking brake and brake hold mode, that'll help you out in traffic as far as when you come to a complete stop. If you're going to be sitting for a while, you can just take your foot off the brake. The brakes will remain working in place and then release when you push the gas pedal. Obviously, your cup holders right there, and another armrest / the lid for the console. And what we have here is quite a bit of space down in there. This little tray is removable, by the way, if you want to do that. You can put it in 2 different places or just leave it out altogether. There is quite a bit of space down there, a lot more than it probably looks like. You can see my arm going pretty far down in there. And we also have the control up here for your power sunroof, the tilt feature, or you can slide it open. Either way, it takes care of everything for you. Now, tell me something. I'm curious to know, would you like to have the conversation mirror here instead of not having it? Obviously, that is your sunglass holder, but I'm always curious to know what people think about the conversation mirror missing right there. And then obviously the vanity mirror right here. Hi, there I am. Kind of hard to show myself on the video when I'm walking around with the camera, but you can see there I am. And then I like the fact that the visor goes back this far. That's perfect. All the way to the point to where it's going to block out the sun if needed on the side of the vehicle, depending on where the passenger is sitting. I guess you could sit far enough back where that could potentially be an issue. One thing I wanted to point out before we hop into the front seat is the fact that you might walk up and say to yourself, man, I don't like the fact that you can just walk up and open that gas door like that. Well, the good news is when you lock the vehicle, it also locks the gas door, so you can no longer gain access to that. So don't have to worry about anything there. It is capless fuel fill, so harder to do anything such as pouring sugar into the gas tank or anything like that. Does anybody even do that anymore? I don't know. They're so busy stealing from people. I don't know if they do that kind of thing anymore. But as you can see here, you've got all of your controls here for your power windows, power door locks. You can lock or unlock the windows. You also have the controls there for the power side view mirrors, and you can open the trunk right here. If you want to do a front wheel drive burnout with your Civic, well, you can turn traction control off right there, and control the positioning of the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And we'll hop inside. And let you hear what you're greeted by. We'll go ahead and hit the push button start. Let's not get our words confused there. And let you take a look at a very nice and well laid out digital instrument cluster. Actually is a very nice setup here. I really like what we have as far as all that goes. And also notice you have the likeness of your Civic down here. When you turn on the headlights, well, there you go. The lights come on. Now they only come on when you turn on the main switch. So I'm turning on the fog lights, and it's not showing you that the fog lights are on, but it will do that when you turn on the headlights. And also, this is how you control those blinkers I was showing you outside, the turn signals that let people know what you're doing when you're driving down the road. That's what you do when you're turning to the right or changing lanes to the right, the up position. And to the left, it goes into the down position. For those of you who are maybe turn signal challenged, then you're going to have the, well, it kind of mimics shifting gears with the paddle shifters here, even though it is a single speed, continuously variable transmission. You have everything here for your adaptive cruise control, and then you can go through a lot of different information here, obviously on the instrument cluster right here. One thing I wanted to show you, speaking of the instrument cluster, I talked about your driving modes right here. So let's go through those driving modes. You're going to have sport, and you can see the nice graphic that comes up there when you go into sport mode, or you can go to normal, or you can go to econ, and hopefully I won't get my tongue twisted up anymore. Now, one thing I like here that hasn't always been the case is that you can wirelessly pair your cell phone. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you how easy that is to do. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up everything. Make sure your Bluetooth is turned on. We're going to hit search for device. So we're good there, and we're going to search through, and there is the iPhone. That's my phone right there. You could also go down here and hit Honda Civic right there. But we're going to go ahead and push this. We're going to hit allow. And let's see here, we should be paired right now. Everything is good to go. We're connecting. This is how easy it is to do this. And obviously, if we want to use Apple CarPlay, we can do that as well. And that's going to mirror your smartphone. And we're going to hit yes. We would like to enable Apple CarPlay. And guess what? Now our phone is connected, and that is a good thing. We do need to check the phone to complete pairing. Use Apple CarPlay right there, and we are set. So that is obviously a good thing. And you do have built-in navigation. Obviously, you have a couple of options there. You have built-in navigation, as you can see right there. Let's see here. Let's make sure that we can do that. We'll just turn that off for now. But you can see that everything is here that is on my phone. So that's good. If I wanted to use Google Maps, which I normally do when I'm out traveling in places outside of where I live here in Louisiana, because I have a good sense of direction, well, then I can do that. You do have the built-in navigation here as well, just so you can see what is here. Might take a few seconds to come up, we'll say. Very easy to use, very simple. And pairing with your Android device is going to be the exact same way, so not a big deal. That makes everything super simple, and well, what else could you want? You also have your multi-view rear view camera, and I like something here. It's much more responsive than it used to be. So an improved infotainment system, as long as I hit the option on the screen and don't get where I'm pushing underneath like I did earlier, just so you know, it is fast and it does respond quickly. So I really like that. But we're going to go out on a test drive. But before we do that, let me give you a better sound test for the audio system. You do have the Bose Premium 12-speaker audio system, so I'm going to give you a better option to listen to what that sounds like. Here we go. Okay, Obviously, that may not be the perfect situation, but it's the best I can do off of my lapel mic. And obviously, you can go into settings and make changes to how everything works as far as the bass and all that goes, depending on what you want. All right, here we go on our test drive. And a question that I know a lot of people may have right off the bat is 180 horsepower enough? You know, the interesting thing, back in the 1980s, you can get a Ford F-150 with a V8 under the hood, and it made, I believe, 150 horsepower. So, trust me, 180 horsepower is enough. It will definitely get the job done for you in every form and fashion. This little car gets around no problem. The power to weight ratio is really, really solid here. And we're driving up here to a red light that has been red, or a green light now, for, oh, I don't know, 5 to 8 seconds. And apparently somebody was waiting for it to change to a different shade of green before they took off. I guess they thought there was more than one shade. Sorry, I'm always distracted by bad drivers and people that don't pay much attention. The ride quality is good here. You obviously have a really comfortable interior as well. The steering is wonderful. Comfortable steering wheel. Very solid turning radius, very tight, a very easy car to get around in, that's for sure. So if you live in a really large city and you're wanting to have a vehicle that maybe isn't so difficult to drive, well, you know, as far as size goes, well, this is definitely the vehicle for you in that respect. It's maneuverable, it's nimble, it handles great. That's one thing I have loved about these 11th generation Civics, is the fact that Honda retuned the suspension, they retuned the chassis, and the difference is very noticeable because it just stays stuck to the road. It feels as if it really is literally sucking itself down to the road. The handling characteristics are superb. So overall, I have nothing but good things to say here. I'm comfortable in the Civic here. Everything's easy to get to, easy to learn if you've never had the infotainment screen that we have here and the type of technology that you have here, and you're thinking to yourself, you know, I really wanted to buy a new vehicle, but I'm just afraid of all this new modern technology. It's just so many things that could go wrong. Well, that's why you have a warranty. Don't worry about what could go wrong. That's why you have the multi-year warranty from Honda, really good warranty. No worries there. And one thing I can say definitively about Honda is that learning the infotainment system is so simple. Anybody can do it. I don't care who you are. I'm not just saying that because for the sake of the video or because I've already learned it, but you know, I had to do all that stuff at one point. And when I first started reviewing these vehicles back in 2019, I had to learn about the infotainment systems and how everything worked. And I'll tell you what, I've been highly impressed with how easy that is to do with Honda. So overall, a very simple system to use, a fun car to drive. It's very practical, gets great gas mileage, but yet it's a wonderful daily driver. So now that I've done all the talking, it's your turn to talk, or to type, or to use voice recognition to leave a comment. However you do those things. Tell me what you think. Is this 2023 Honda Civic Touring worth the sticker price of $31,140? Tell me what your answer is and tell me why you answered the way that you did. I gotta say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Civic for the day, and a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.